Hello. So, Fish here, and to give a playthrough of the Lava Planet version 1.1, which was released a few months ago, quietly, but yeah, it's there. So this one has a little bit of difference from Lava Planet 1.0 released in spring of 2021. So I'll try to point out also these differences. Let's go ahead. Let me know in the chat if the audio is in any, if I'm too loud, or if the game music is too loud. Let me know. I think I hope it will be fine. Okay, thanks for confirming. Okay, regarding this playthrough, I'll go with the assumption for everyone who's viewing this either live or later on as a recording, that you've at least played the original level once, or you're at least acquainted with it more or less. So I suppose that's not that. I suppose most players anyway will have tried it at least once earlier. So yeah, the usual stuff. Yeah, good point. If you've got any questions, ask them on Discord or on Twitch during the stream. But also, I'm most of the time I'm available also on Discord, so you can ask the questions either during the session or sometime later. If you're watching this video, if you're watching a recording of this video, then still there are good chances you'll find me on DF21 Discord, and I'll try to answer any questions that come my way. And one more thing, yeah, if you haven't played this level or haven't played it enough yet, there will be lots of spoilers here. So in this playthrough, I'll show all of the secrets, including the big ultra super mega extra secret. So yeah, if you want to discover them on your own, yeah, you've been warned. There will be lots of all of the secrets actually will be revealed here. Okay, let's dive into it. One thing you've maybe noticed if you already played this yourself, this briefing screen contains absolutely no images, and that's because there is only a limitation of I think 150 kilobytes of the image size, and there was no way to actually keep to include any images, whereas I wanted to include all of this text. Actually, I wanted to include double as much text because there is lots of background info to the plot I wanted to give, but I had to live with cutting it a lot and leaving lots of the cutting room floor, and living without any images. But yeah, essentially a reminder. So the idea is to meet the agent in Nar Shaddaa, where the mission starts, then travel with an undercover helper to the Vorstad planet and to investigate what is in the Imperial freighter Adel that crashed on the planet. Yeah, so that's more or less it. Let's begin with the mission. So as you see in the bottom right corner, it's already version 1.1, which has already been available at the time I'm recording this. So in first days around middle of January 2022, it's already now and has been available on DF21 downloads for a couple of months. Okay, so we start here at one of the docks of Nar Shaddaa, or landing pads rather, and I'll try with the first string right away. The other landing pad is supposed to be reachable by jumping, but I've placed it here close to the level start, so that even if you don't succeed, you can just restart and not lose too many lives. It's not that rewarding. You get a little bit of ammunition and that's it. And I'll try to have similar successful jump. Yeah, there is a question, where did the sound effects come from? Actually, I recorded them using some bit of wizardry, using speech synthesis software. Found some good sounding female and male voices, and yeah, recorded some of the announcements. They all make sense actually. I don't know whether everyone managed to understand what they say, but actually they all are something like, yeah, the registry number of this and that, and pay attention to your cargo declaration, and someone is something. But yeah, they're all fully synthetic voices, but I found pretty good synthesis software. Anyway, now one of the things here that I got questions, what the hell is this on the floor? These are actually sectors, of course. Is anyone who played Dark Forces know these are actually sectors, but this is an hour of bash letter, which tries to show which should be like visible for the ship's landing here. Anyway, the level has lots of ways to reach the same point. I'm now taking the longer path to show all of the level and to investigate all of it. So a reminder, we are starting in a position of a relative where Kyle is still just some random guy in Nar Shaddaa, and not someone that Imperials would discover on sight. So, would recognize on sight and fire. So the first half of the game, similar to the previous one, was largely first segment of the game rather is largely just exploration and solving puzzles, not really much fighting. There is a little bit of fighting. Here is the first secret already in one of the crates, so classic Dark Forces secret within the crates, and yeah, this is. Let's take the elevator down. There is other way to reach the lower floor, but we'll take this one, the cargo elevator. Yeah, I'll share the software, speech synthesis software later. Okay, so here we are on the bottom floor of Nar Shaddaa, of this section at least of Nar Shaddaa, and if you explore enough, you'll find soon enough. You'll find the switch for which you need a blue key. Will come here later. There are lots of areas where you may ask yourself, what's purpose do these areas serve? What purposes? The answer is none really, except for immersion, and yeah, this is one of the things I like a lot. This is my yeah, I would say I love this effect a lot, using sector geometry to simulate these lighting effects. So yeah, I quite like it, and maybe I even overdo it in a while. Also, for example, if you go this entire area, this lounge area, something like VIP guests lounge, it serves no purpose. It only contains this medkit, which you basically don't need. But it's here partly inspired. I should admit, partly inspired by one of my all-time favorite levels in Dark Forces, and that's Prelude to Harkov's Defection, which is a which has lots of this. I would say you can finish. You can easily finish the Prelude to Harkov's Defection without seeing 60 or 70% of its sectors at all. So it has so many auxiliary areas, but which you absolutely don't ever need to see to finish the game. But it really makes the level so much better. So I was inspired a lot by Harkov for when developing this level. And yeah, I try to recreate it to follow the same principles as Matthias von Hermann did when he was developing Harkov. So yeah, some more of the areas which you don't have to even have to visit. But yeah, I found it nice to include. This elevator leads back to the Crow. So as said, there are several ways to reach the main concourse. So this area, where most of the action happens in this part of the game. So yeah, this glass elevator was a nightmare to develop using tons of INF scripting, but at the end of the day I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Okay, so let's head to the bar. We already know by visiting that floor below that we need to find the blue key, and and we'll get it. But let's head to the bar. No station ever makes sense if you don't have a nice bar. And yeah, here is Narshada's one of the its fancy bars. On the other hand, on the other side of it, there is one fun thing. And I don't mean the prog rock transition band, but rather this. By the way, for people who will be interested, what song is this? This song is the name of this song. They are playing the loop. Is the Battle of the Locusts. The band is Aphrodite's Child from 1970s prog rock. Anyway, the sprites for these transitions I've actually done by borrowing, so to speak, the figurine of a transition and taking a couple of photos of it, returning it undamaged later, and yeah, combined all of these and somehow try to cut all these photos into some useful frames. They're not the only ones, so if you go around you'll notice that there are also some, yeah, here you've got, for example, three examples of custom sprites. Anyway, here is a Captain Conway Gate. One more reference to the Prelude to Harkov's Defection. Sorry, not just Prelude to Harkov's Defection. This guy appears in Prelude to Harkov's Defection, but also the other reference is to Barry Bryan's assassination on Nar Shaddaa, in which the main objective, but in the role of Boba Fett, is to assassinate Frigga the Hutt. And this is actually the detail that this Captain Conway Gate mentioned here. You see it at the top. So this is a double reference to two of the great Dark Forces custom levels. But okay, that much for the bar. There, again, this entire area is fully optional, so you can finish the game without ever entering it. But as usual it is, you cannot have a bar. You cannot have a level without a bar, and you cannot have a bar without a toilet, and then you cannot have a toilet without a secret. And here we go. Yeah, you know, in Dark Forces, as soon as you see restroom, you know there is some secret nearby, and here it is in this level. And it has a nice concussion rifle and lots of little other goodies. Quite correctly, Kyle doesn't want to enter the other restroom. It's only for ladies. But okay, let's find that blue key. The blue key is here below. Let's take this elevator down. And here is another secret. So you see here, the door is openable, which is visible from the map by this yellow line. So its door is marked with a yellow line, meaning it is openable, because in this version 1.1 I've removed these yellow markers on all doors that aren't actually openable. So there is an indication there is a way to open this, and it's actually a secret. So if you look up, you can shoot these 3 switches and open the door, which has some, yeah, not excessively much, but it has some goodies. But we need to go on here. So yeah, as you see here, lots of custom graphics I did, and actually all of them, if I remember well, but they were done 19 years ago, so excuse me please. Most of them actually make sense. They say something in English, but I must admit I've forgotten already. We need to hit that first switch. The second one doesn't make much, but just makes this huge mixer start rolling. But this is actually the area we need. And thanks to one of the suggestions now in version 1.1, this propeller or mixer is slower and easier to jump on. You need to use it to jump in. Okay, the first attempt didn't work. Let's try with the second one. Oh, demo effect. Okay. A little bit against the stream, and there is a little switch that needs to be hit with a laser with some kind of fire. Okay, which opens another one. And here we come to the important part. Here are the Imperials, and here one design idea. I placed the glass here so that you are already aware, so you're not just fired upon immediately, but you already know that you're gonna face some opposition after probably what is a couple of minutes of stalking around. So the player is prepared and knows that there will be some fighting. So the game is, so that the level attempts to be as fair as possible. Okay, so these guys have had a perfect job of having a look at some. Okay, this guy didn't notice. This guy actually has the key, the blue key we need, and this switch. When the switch opens the door, which leads it back to the concourse. So again, one design thing I like a lot is once you reach some intermediate objective in the game, I usually am the one who dislikes having to backtrack all the 1,000 kilometers back to the thing you need. So as soon as I've got it, there is an easy way to return back to the game. So I like that design detail in other games, so I try to follow it. Once you have the blue key, you don't have to backtrack all the way back, but you can just head where you know you need to go. And now we can open the control area of this section of Nar Shaddaa. The most important thing is switch back there, but there are some goodies to pick up here as well. Yeah. Now that I've collected all of the secrets, I've collected a lot. Anyway, this switch is the important thing. It enables the bridge, which has so far until this point been disabled, and that's the bridge that leads us to the other side of the Nar Shaddaa, other section of Nar Shaddaa city. Now in version 1.1 it's a bit easier it's slightly easier to navigate through all these corridors, because some of these folks don't have the collision radius any longer. So that was one of the problems with the version 1.0. About the question from Twitch. Mostly, all switches that user sees are hittable. They are all pressable, but some of them actually do something which is only cosmetic. So, as said, for example, that switch down there in the water processing plant, it just starts the propeller, the mixer, but that in itself doesn't help much. The other switch is one which is important. So you can tinker around with the level, but not everything really helps you. But some things are just for fun. Anyway, now we can open the bridge. There was a question also why cannot the player step on the bridge while it extends? Because these mechanics behave quite weirdly in Dark Forces. Although it is mostly possible, sometimes there are weird glitches, so I simply had to forbid it, so to speak, using INF until the bridge extends. Now, once it extends, everything is fine, but during that extension, the mechanics are a bit weird, and it somehow got possible to fall down without... anyway, behaved somehow weird. Okay, we need to open the door here. And now we got into the second section of Nar Shaddaa. Obviously, poster for that band, prog rock Trandoshan band back there. Some more rooms which don't serve much purpose than cosmetic ones. So, for example, you can come here and do nothing else but stare at the transporter and on the landing pad. But here we've got one secret. This is something like an industrial area, whatever. And here we've got one secret. This one will be. I'll show later why is it important. Why is it important? It holds this fusion cutter. Okay. At this point, of course, we won't be needing much weapons, but there you are. And here is another important thing. So here we are getting to some pickups. Here we're getting to the important part. This energy generator plays a role in continuation of the game. So it's quite close to this. Force field, and it suggests, by also being both being this green, that one controls the other. And currently, as you see, user cannot reach it, player cannot reach it, and here we've got some codes. And playing around with them a bit, you can select a about among 16 options for 3 screens. It's far too much. It's 4096 if I'm not mistaken combinations that can be done, so obviously there has to be a hint somewhere. Yeah, so this suggests to the player that they have to find some kind of a code including these letters, these symbols. And on we go. Here is one more section which is not really which is not really required to visit, but again, yeah, I found it nice architectural detail. And here we go down. Here is another secret. This wall actually holds another secret. It has a, yeah, possibly my favorite weapon in Dark Forces. And another elevator. It leads to the Imperial section. And now this is a little bit of a surprise, by intention. We open it here, confronted by the Imperial troops. But it serves its purpose. It serves its gameplay purpose because it makes you supposedly it makes you feel that you are that something is changed. So you're not just exploring and so on, but something is going on. You've reached something important. That's what I try to, in between the lines, what I try to suggest to the player as soon as they get fired upon. So these guys are probably protecting something important. As for the hints for the secrets, yeah, sometimes there are no real hints, but just if, for example, you keep on going straight and then you have to make a turn, but you try to go straight, like it was the case in that secret previously, there is a secret. Some other cases there are hints, and sometimes you just have to explore. This is not officially a secret, but if you go behind the elevator, you find this not really secret, but let's say it's partially hidden extra life. Anyway, deeper we go into the Imperial area, and there is a switch here at the end. When you hit it, one screen lights up. That's this one, and yeah, guess what? It shows a code of these shows a code with using the symbols we've seen previously. So at this point, the player knows what do they have to do back there. This time they really have to backtrack, but it's not really a big journey back. Okay, here we go. Let's enter the code. So, reverse C, and a decorated U, and Q at the lack of a better word. Okay, there is that little bleep. It suggests that the code is correct, and now we can hit the switch and turn the power down. So this force field is no longer here. We can enter the room, and we can hit the switch. As per usual, good design principles. Next to a switch, if the switch controls something which is far away, there should always be a window for the user for the player to actually see what's happening, what will happen once they hit the switch. So. In this case, that door down there will open. Let's do it, and yeah, user can see right away that the big door leading to the landing pad opened. So that's it. Okay, let's then head back there. This large area is maybe nice for exploring, but almost nothing here is open. So all of these doors are just for show, as well as Imperial troops around here. But these two are what's important. The left one is optional, but it leads to a good bonus, to a good nice pickup. It lets you pick up the night vision goggles, which will be useful in the second half of the game. And the right one leads us to the ship that we need to board. Okay, some more of these optional rooms here, which you don't really have to see, but I wanted to add as much as I could. And one more. And this is the ship we need to board. Yeah, when you've got only sectors, it's not really easy to make a nice, believable ship. On the map, it looks maybe like a badly drawn airplane. But there you are. Here also, just all of this is optional, but just for fun. Anyway, let's board the ship. so far we've now already seen everything there was to see in Narshada. Here is our pilot. Okay. That voice you heard is again generated by a voice generator. It's synthesized speech, but I garbled it and put it in reverse to make it a little bit to make it sound like something alien. Now I got a couple of times I got a question, why is this not a place where the level this level ends and another one would begin, the next one. I like to keep this as some kind of an immersion, so many games have exactly avoided that in order to somehow keep the player in the let's put it that way, immersed into the game. So anyway, the guy now says, take these fire suit and head down to the planet. And this is actually where the second section of the game begins. So down we go. Okay, so now this was one of the biggest. Maybe I must have spent hours, if not days, trying to make this first area as let's say as dramatic as possible. I tried to find a good combination of colors, black and yellow and red. These are actually the new lava textures that were created by Vex Fidel, or also known as Segbase Unlimited, and thanks for that also. But also the sound design. So there is this rumble in the background. I don't know how audible is it, but try to make it as dramatic as possible. As a total, let's put it this way, as a total contrast to the Narshada, which is chatty and full of technology and so on. And here you now are on the not stranded, but having to deal with the quite unhospitable planet, where Imperials are roaming around. Commando. But on we go. So let's explore a bit. There are a couple of ways to go here, and I'll try to follow the same steps I envisioned for the player. So usually they would just follow I hope they would just follow the trail of the lava and descend down here. Whoops. And go and try explore here. So there are some jumping puzzles, but wherever not really jumping puzzles, but player needs to jump over here, and wherever I had this, I try to make it as lenient as possible. So it's always possible to if you fall in lava, it's possible with just one jump back to step on the platform. It's forgiving enough as not really a disaster if you don't make it. Now, before I enter this area, one little comment on the enemy placement here, and it's as follows. So I tried to here orchestrate the enemy placement to mislead you from the enemy, which you don't see. So when I enter, there are two stormtroopers to the left, and there is an officer to the right, which you're supposed to see afterwards. So your attention would be first to the straightforward, as one would naturally look forward, and then their distraction would be drawn towards to the right. But in behind the shelf there is a droid which is placed so it appears after 4 or 5 seconds, so it surprises you from behind. Let's take a look. So you see these guys, and you see someone fires to you from the right, and you say, okay, now I've cleaned the area, but there is the droid that appeared from behind the shelf. So this is it's a little bit orchestrated by intention to keep you to keep the player a bit surprised by this. Maybe some who are very experienced would know what the trick is, but yeah, I tried it anyway. Okay, deeper we go into the caves of the lava planet with lots of ambient sounds and so on. And here is the second important thing. I don't mean the concussion wielding enemy, but rather this. So it's obvious to everyone at this point that it's impossible to reach the other side by by jumping. It's this lava is far too low, but as you see, there is a pickup there, and this is one of the design features. If there is a pickup, user consciously or subconsciously already knows that it should be reachable some way. If there is an intentionally placed pickup, there must be a way to reach it. So they will try to hopefully they will try to find a way. And that there is a lava in the between shows that there should be a way to pass over that lava, to somehow raise its level, and that's exactly what the user needs to do. That's the part of this puzzle. Okay, and for that we need to partially backtrack and go take this other cave.
Stop where you are.
Okay, this is just a view, but this is actually what we need. Again, the same thing. For those who are not sure whether they can jump easily over this, there is a pickup on the other side suggesting that yes, that is intentionally, that's where you should go. The idea was to let you there. Okay, now some more enemies. And now here I got one when for the version 1.1 I got the suggestion to make this dam even more obvious, or to give a hint to the puzzle, where Kyle says to himself that this is a naturally formed dam, which seems a little bit fragile. Before we go on, we'll grab a secret. If for those who are willing to sacrifice a little bit of health, here is a secret containing a revive and some detonators. Let's get back. And now the suggestion is to the user, yeah, if it looks a bit fragile, it should be destructible, and it is. And what happens is now this starts this level here, this lava here starts to flow, and raises the level, which should suggest for the users for the players who watch the map, see that this other area where user couldn't jump over the lava previously is actually downstream. So with a little bit of considering of the map, it should be obvious. Well, it shouldn't be obvious, but they could come to the conclusion that the lava level back there now is high enough for the user for Kyle to attempt to jump. And that's exactly what happened. So let's get back there. Oops. My jumping is good as ever. Okay. Only just back through here where we already passed to this. Yeah, as you see now, lava is just high enough to jump. It's not it's possible to lose if jumping is done well. Kyle will lose only a very small bit of health. Yeah, it's not really that troublesome. Okay, some more jumping needed. I'll take care of these enemies first. Okay, so from one edge to the other edge requires quite a good jump. And now we reach the lava river. I'll take care of the concussion guard first. Okay, and now we reach the lava river, and a little look down there reveals the dreaded mountaineering or descending down these shelves. It's not actually, if you're slow enough, it's not actually that hard. And again, this jump here that is needed is quite forgiving, so you can just jump back up, and on the shelf you won't lose too much health. But yeah, try to, for example, like this, if you miss it completely, you can just jump back and still in relatively good shape be back. So yeah, these look horrible, but are quite forgiving. Okay, a little bit of ascending up the stairs now. And there is one. Okay, besides the enemies, there is now a little ammunition hold here, which you already saw from the other side. So it's here you've got some more ammunition, which is visible from the other side, from these shelves down there. Okay, now let's backtrack. now this cave ends with a descent. Although it's not obvious that user should descend down here, somehow everything so far has led to this point. So yeah, somehow player is led to believe, yeah, that there's nothing else you can do. So that's the obvious way to go forward. Although some would maybe think this leads to death and there is something else, but yeah, the map suggests that this is exactly the thing where you have to go on. As soon as I'll turn the lights off. As soon as we drop, there's some more enemies to deal with. Conveniently fell into the lava river, but behind there is another puzzle, and this is another dreaded jumping puzzle. But again, it can be even if you miss, you won't lose too much health with these bits of rocks occasionally being usable as platform and not. I'll try to now. Okay. And here is the third secret of the planet. This secret tries to take the advantage of users. So being focused on jumping forward, they would never have the time to look behind and have a secret there. Anyway, that's that penultimate secret. There's some enemies down here. Down we drop, and we'll get here later. But for now, let's take the main path. And this little passage cave leads us to the final area. Okay, I hope that this was all of them. So now, the idea was once you come this way up, this should be the shape that most Star Wars fans will hopefully recognize as the shape of the Imperial freighter. It took lots of blood, sweat, and tears to make it really look believable enough, and there's lots of wizardry with textures involved to make this shape. At the end of the day, it's not really at the end of the day, it's not perfectly covering that. It's not a perfect representation of what you see in TIE Fighter, but yeah, I was hoping it would be good enough for folks who know the Star Wars world. About the slopes, the question about the slopes, how were they done? This is not a huge 3D object. Actually, these here are the huge textures which have the transparent bits. So these are all one part textures which have been exactly designed and drawn to fit in this area perfectly, and pixel perfectly, and have the exact needed proportions to fit in there and to somehow present this shape. You can, if you have very good eyes, you'll notice a little bit of a stitching problem here, which I simply couldn't find a way to do it. Sometimes the engine simply has these limitations, but altogether this took maybe several days of fine adjustments until I got these textures as I need. But okay, this is not about this video is not only about that, so let's go on. And here is the last regular secret. By this point you won't really be needing lots of secrets any longer, but it is here anyway. Fusion cutter and lots of ammunition, and now we're ready to enter the wrecked freighter. Here's the elevator, and here is the oscilloscope or something conveniently placed here so you can jump. Okay, the right one is locked, but you can enter the player can enter the left side. Just destroy this so I don't die unnecessarily if someone hits it. There are some enemies down there. Okay, we have to go forward and we have to try and enter the ship cockpit. That's the only let's say that's the main objective in the freighter is to reach its cockpit. Here are the doors. I tried to custom draw for this mission. One more, and here are two enemies. Okay, that's all for the ship. So yeah, if it wasn't obvious right away, this is the cockpit of the wrecked freighter, but there is nothing you can do. So for players who thought maybe there is a way to hijack it, no, not really. That's why there are no obvious switches here. The point is actually to search this rear area or behind the cockpit and take the objective. Here is the object we've been looking for. That's the one. And yeah, as easy as it sounds, we just have to pick it up. And now Jan comes.
Jan, device is secured. I'm on my way out.
I'm tracking the signal of your beacon. Head northwest from the wrecked freighter. I see a small shaft there I can pick you up from.
So she sees a small shaft where she can pick up Kyle from. And now a little bit of AtS2 comes into play for the final section of this level. Okay. At this point, this was a good suggestion from by Jared, I think. There's a sound and there is a minor rock fall somewhere near, and and makes you reinvestigate what has happened in the neighborhood. As for Jan's as for the sound of Jan reporting, that's again speech synthesis. So I didn't find anything useful in the sound library, but actually just found in a speech synthesis software a female voice which sounds closest to Jan. Anyway, the rock fall made this thing appear here, so it's also different in color to be more easily distinguishable if user is just having a quick look around. And it suggests that now it's possible to jump up this shelf. So yeah, this was Jared's idea, and it works quite well. And it allows us it allows the player to reach this left section. And now a little bit more of lava jumping, which leads us to another room where there is quite difficult concussion commando. We can take this. Although at this point we don't need much ammunition any longer. And another corridor leads us to the crow, where hopefully Jan will find a way back home with. So yeah, at this point the game is that's the end of the mission, and the player can end it, and that's perfectly fine. But at this point the super ultra secret is available for those who want to really find it. Even if you go go the usual way, you can just usually, as usual, end the game and no problem. But yeah, for those extremely willing to find the secrets, they will. You can search, and I'll show you now where it is for those who haven't yet found it. So there are some hints or suggestions which at least should give you some idea of what to do, because once we came to this area, which is after these difficult jumping puzzles, there is a tunnel which allows getting all the way back. So this is a long, as you see on the map, a very long passageway which you can use to get back. Although there is no obvious reasons to get back. So if you came that far in the game, there is no obvious reasons to actually to actually get back. So there must be some purpose for this tunnel, and there is. Yeah, it is exactly here, to let you reach the tunnel, to let you via this tunnel to reach the final super secret area. So again, warning: there are some spoilers for that part as well. So here we are back at the place where we started from, so, or at least started the lava planet section from, and we'll go back to the one area we already saw. Okay, some more navigation. Okay, here we are. So there was that secret, you remember, here behind. At this point now, this secret leads to another super secret, and yeah, if you enter it, it will tell you you found the super secret area, but it's easy to get stuck. So yeah, there's some warning, which here now unfortunately was interwoven with the end of mission messages. But anyway, yeah, it says there are some. Yeah, you can easily get stuck if you don't know what you're doing. The first puzzle in this ultra secret area is to find a way to open the door, and this one is actually very simple, because here it's not complete darkness, but it's only black painted walls, which leads to a switch which opens the area. It's not really darkness, but these are actually black walls with black texture, so they seem like darkness. Quite a simple trick, to be honest. This leads us to the next ultra secret. First I'll grab the super ultra cannon, which is so important. The door opens so very slowly and reveals the drama of taking the cannon. And here it is. And now the thing is, the next puzzle is this. So you have to switch to hit all of these 3 switches at the same time. And it's essentially, I made it to be nearly impossible to do without some insane skills. The way it's possible to do is to use the fusion cutter alternate mode, and that's why it's important to find at least one of the 2 secrets where this fusion cutter actually can be picked up. Normally, normal gameplay you won't find it, but there are 2 secrets that hold this fusion cutter. One here on the lava planet, and one was back there in Narshara, and you can use the alternate fire to hit all 3 of them at the same time and open this door. And now here we come to maybe the puzzle, to the hardest puzzle of all. And I actually thought it up in 1990, sorry, in 2000 or something, and I found it so hard that I decided not to really make it let's say not to make it required for the player to end the game, but rather something like an ultra riddle for some crazily obsessed guys to try to figure out. So there are 6 laser cannons there. I'll destroy 5 of them first, which we don't need, just so they don't disturb us. So okay. One more. Okay, what remains is one cannon there, and here, if you look carefully through the window, there is one switch which you cannot hit, which you cannot reach, but it's shootable. So it's not you who cannot reach it as a player, but the cannon can. And the way to make the cannon hit it is to damage it enough that it enters its berserk mode. And after a while, within its berserk mode, it will hopefully hit the switch. It usually takes 7 hits. Okay, now it's in berserk mode, and now all we have to do is wait until it hits that switch there. Sometimes it happens within like 10 seconds, sometimes within 2 minutes, but let's see. Okay, finally it happened. So it lets us enter. Just for the sake of sound, I'll destroy it now. And this leads to the final one. And here, yeah, some people understood this as a toilet, some as a little monument, some as a tomb, as a grave. But the idea is as follows. So there is this arrow pointing towards the area. The idea is to grab the solution is to grab the shield supercharge and wedge myself directly in this V-shaped area. And if I'm perfect, this positions the player perfectly, so that if they destroy any of these barrels, the explosion will bring them up to this shelf, which is hundreds of units up, which is hundreds of units higher. So there is no way to ever reach it by any other means but that. So you have to align perfectly, but without that guidance, without that little V-shaped wedge or corner, it would be impossible for the user to really align perfectly. So it would be a bit unfair. But this way, if you wedge yourself nicely in there and shoot any of these explodable barrels, the explosion will throw you up here next to this Gran, and these two guys seem to be completely uninterested and unimpressed by Kyle making what must be one of the biggest athletic achievements of the galaxy. So yeah, jumping several hundred meters high. So these guys are pretty cold-blooded and unimpressed by the feat. This leads us to the final area of the entire game, which is the ultra super secret. It leads us to, guess what, to the tourist office of the nice and beautiful lava planet, with the obligatory map and Comic Sans signs, which are again cannot be avoided in any tourist office. The final pickup you can have in this game are actually the tourist brochures, which are here in nice abundance. So Lava Planet tourist brochure written Comic Sans font. That is the ultimate secret of the entire level. And yeah, it lets you go on. Okay, a little bit of fun references to the other level, which was a big inspiration for this Lava Planet, and that was the Mount Carrack, one of my all-time favorites. I was lots of the elements of this game of this mission were inspired by Mount Carrack. And yeah, so I wanted to have a little homage to it here. This is actually the end of the game. There is nothing else to... We've seen all, we've taken all, we've discovered everything. These are explodable. Again, this supposedly leads somewhere, but no, there is no... This is really the end of the game. Yeah, so that's it. That's about the game. This is more or less in a nutshell the Lava Planet. I hope you liked it. If you've got some questions now, fire. Yeah, about the idea for the Lava Planet, I guess there are two reasons. One was, as said, the Mount Carrack, which was maybe among the first 5 levels I ever played, custom levels I ever played, and custom missions. And the second was somehow something to do with the colors. So when I was actually preparing the first, the fourth quad level, I prepared maybe 10 or 15 versions of skies, and at the end of the day I settled for the blue one. But I always found this red one interesting for to be used somewhere else, and in combination with black rocks and cliffs and lava, I somehow found this red, black, yellow idea very good in an artistic sense, if you know what I mean. So I went with the idea trying to make a full level based on that kind of aesthetic, but on the other hand, I didn't want to make the entire level just with lava and black rocks. So that's why the first section with Nar Shaddaa came into play. So somehow try to make the one mission which encompasses or includes both the usual technological Nar Shaddaa space and something like this where you have lots of lava and lots of dangerous environment. Yeah, dangerous environment, but nevertheless they managed to find funds for the tourist office. Any other questions, folks? So yeah, this entire part of the map is invisible on the map. Question: when do we get a sequel? Ah, okay. Well placed question. So we can, yeah. I said there will be some other bonuses to answer. So I've been already, yeah. I anticipated that question, and I've got one thing to humorous thing I prepared. I have a poster for the next level I wanted to suggest to everyone, and here it is. My next big project. I think this is a level which really deserves a sequel, or actually it will be a prequel, to be more exact. I think Mines is such an important thing. It deserves a prequel, even if REG, elusive REG, never explained what happened. I think Kyle's adventure on the level of Fa, on the planet of Fa, has to be somehow explained. So the prequel will show why and how did he end up on the planet of Fa and lost in the interdimensional gate near the end. Yes, it will not be stupid. Okay, but now joking aside, now from this point I'm dead serious. For those who were still in the original DF21 forum, they remember that when I began the fourth quad idea, I said that it would be a trilogy. So since Lava Planet is the second part, there is still the third part missing. So yeah, and I will not break my promise. So now, speaking a little bit more seriously, here you go, folks. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, or at least gentlemen. I don't know if there are any ladies watching. Yes, there will be three. There will be probably the third part, which is already well underway. I would say the geometry or the architecture is maybe 90% finished, and the INFs as well. And but what I've got in front of myself is lots of weeks or months of texturing. So yes, hopefully the AtS3 will happen. Just it takes, of course, lots of energy to texture everything still. But yeah, I've been working on it since the middle of 2021. So hopefully I'll make it. Yeah, it will see the light of day. Yeah. As for the question, rebel ships, it is kind of. Yeah, this is kind of a suggestion why this should already be kind of make you ask question, why did it happen and what's happening on the screen. Actually, it will be explained in the mission. Why is the rebel shuttle being escorted by 2 TIE interceptors? It will be shown in the mission. With some luck, I'll release it sometime in the middle of this year. It's already now larger than the Lava Planet, by the way. It has some 12 or 1300 sectors. I've been working on it on and off since the summer, and hopefully within a couple of months I'll have it finished. So yeah, let's see. Anything else from anyone? I'll also announce it on DF21 shortly. But okay, I guess that's it then for now. Maybe in a couple of months we'll have another development commentary playthrough of the third sequel, so that I finally finish the trilogy I began in 1990. Sorry, in year 2000, and hopefully I'll try to have it. Hopefully I'll be able to have it finished in less than 19 years. That was the case for the second sequel. But this time, luckily, I've got better tools available. I'll let you do the fourth sequel. Okay, that's it then for me, folks. Hope you liked it. If you still, as said, a reminder for those who are maybe watching this offline, a recording. I'm still reachable on DF21. So if you've got any questions, ask. And that's it for me now. Goodbye.